I want to go to this because I saw Josie tweeted about it, and I thought, what a bonkers story. Apparently, I didn't know this now, but Sydney Sweeney is now the face of eugenics, and the Nazi Party. I was unfamiliar with that. Josie, when did that happen?
It just happened the other day. So Sydney Sweeney is in the is it American Eagle, the jeans commercial, and in the end of the commercial it says Sydney Sweeney has good jeans, and it's Jeans. Obviously, she's modeling jeans. So the far left, the awfuls, the affluent white, female liberals. I
don't like to take pot shots at women, but are liberal women the worst, or are they the really worst? Like, there's no worst. They're
downfall. Yeah, they're terrible. So they're making these videos, and God bless them, because they're making videos side by side with this beautiful woman and putting their faces next to this woman and doing these split screen videos of it.
This is my favorite.
Yes.
She picked that thumbnail. Like,
well, I got to tell you, in all honesty, hand to my heart, I just froze the screen, and that's what I got. And I said, "This is fate."
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, I thought this was the actual video, but yeah, I mean, this woman is unhinged.
SSRIs, right there.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So,
cat lady toxoplasmosis syndrome.
Yes, exactly. So what did I say? I can't even read my tweet.
It says, I'd like to take a minute to appreciate the suicidal hubris of this woman who positioned herself beside a model and chronicled her own failure to discern advertising from eugenics. They're saying, there was one video where the woman was like, Sydney Sweeney, her initials are literally SS. I'm like,
she did it on purpose too.
Yeah.
What do you make of this?
So she so they're saying genes as in Genes, and she's blonde hair, blue eyes, and you can't say she has good genes because that's Nazi propaganda, because Hitler wanted the master race to be blonde haired, blue eyes, but Hitler wanted, saying somebody has good genes isn't saying somebody doesn't have good genes. Hitler wanted a superior genes. So that's saying so it's really a stretch to say, well, saying having good genes is Nazi propaganda. Like, no, it's like she has good genes. You look at that woman and it's like she's blessed, and it's convincing.
Right. She's the type of girl that doesn't have to work out and like maintain that body. The people just say you have good genes if that's the case. Like, they're not talking about Nazi stuff,
No, absolutely. There's no master race stuff going on here. She's just a beautiful woman who happens to be blonde hair and blue eyed, and she has good genes. She looks great. She looks terrific, So but it's women on the right that can't handle that.
I like this controversy because it shows how you're always one step away from some sort of Hitler comparison. When this, I have a video coming out about this later today. When this ad campaign launched, initially it was the right who was like, let's go. But they would put side by side this ad versus
woke is dead.
Where it was like, diversity, positivity, you guys can figure that one out on your own. And it just took the weekend for the left to be like, how do we get mad about this? What should we do? And I thought they were going to go the feminist route. I thought they were going to be like, because the shots like zoom in on her butt or her boobs or whatever, be like, how could she do this? She's just peddling to men and anti-feminist, whatever. But I actually like that we diverted to being angry about like basic wordplay. The fact that like, Gene and Jean are similar, and they're like, see, in this current climate, you can't say that because of Europe, and that's bad. Like it's the funniest excuse. And I've watched enough of these videos to watch these liberal women be like, in today's day and age, how could this get through their advertising group? It's just ridiculous.
Luke, do you want to explain to the ugly women why? I love this other gaslighting. I mean, not the women on the panel, but the ugly women online. My new favorite gaslight too, and men are doing it too. I like quote tweeted this guy. Apparently he's known. I don't know who he is. But like them pretending like, I don't even get why men find Sydney Sweeney attractive. It's like, you don't?
Like, she's hot and has big bazongas, unlike all those other fat, pig, gender dysphoria, crazy, jihad-loving liberals with armpit hair that wear flip-flops and don't take care of themselves. I don't want to see those awful piglets running around, dancing around, trying to sell me some nonsense. I want to see Sydney Sweeney. I prefer Sydney Sweeney over the crap that we were induced to throughout the last few years that were trying to push all these like insane things. I sent you a video because there's another gargantuan blob that wasn't too happy about this. And then I have a shirt here that I also just released.
All right, hold on.
That's a little questionable.
It's not Timcast, it's Shillcast. Usually we go by Timu Timcast. Oh yeah, I have this. I think this is a man. I think this is a biological man.
This is a dude.
Well, my favorite thing is how it's become a flex to be like, I don't even think she's that. I don't even get why other dudes think she's hot. It's like a virtue signal to women. Like, look, here's the psychology of why Sydney Sweeney's also hot. She wears a lot of makeup. She does partake in a little bit of the cake face. And what I tried to explain in this tweet is I said, you can see a picture of her without makeup. She is very girl next door, very gettable to guys, which adds a layer of like, when you look at somebody who's like a crazy, and she doesn't have a bunch of obvious plastic surgery and like all this weird stuff. She seems like she is like a prototypical guy fantasy of the girl next door. And like people are like, I don't even get it. I'm like, yeah, the whole trope of a girl next door, you never heard of that? You never heard of like this woman who like, I happen to think like Kim Kardashian's gross, but that's because she's had like, well, she's been ran through, but also she's had tons of plastic surgery and she's very fake. Sydney Sweeney seems relatively authentic, relatively normal looking. She, if you see her without makeup, I mean, I've hung out with lots of girls like Sydney Sweeney who maybe don't have as big of boobs as her, but otherwise she seems very normal. And like all these people who are atypical and not normal are like, I don't get it. She's just out at the beach having fun with her friends, taking selfies. That's Nazi behavior. Like, what? I don't know.
Classic Nazi behavior.
Yeah, I don't understand. Here's this one.
I will be.
Oh, can you hear the audio?
Friend that's too woke because those Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ads are weird.
I think it's a dude. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a dude. Okay.
Like
it's speaking through its double
weird.
chin.
Like Nazi propaganda weird.
My body's composition is determined by my genes.
What's wrong with that? I see nothing wrong with what's happening currently.
Hey, eyes up here.
Sydney Sweeney has very genes.
What's wrong with that? I don't know. Like, they do this crap for men.
I thought they were going to go the feminist, like, don't sexualize women route. I like it so much better that they were like, eugenics. It's like, honestly more creative. And to be fair, it was funny having to watch people justify the fact that American Eagle's stock price jumped.
16%.
Like, as you can see, hate is alive and well in America because this campaign is successful. It's ridiculous.
I think that they realized that men like attractive women and women like attractive women. Victoria's Secret was the angels, and that was to get women.
They don't sell to men
to buy their stuff, and because you could look like that. Could we look like an angel? No, but that was the way the marketing went.
But you thought you could, like you felt like it. You dress like these symbols, and like you could be very average, but you feel sexy, and it's like I always point back. There was a study done, I think back in the 50s, kind of in the great marketing era, when marketing was more like
Mad Men,
like the Mad Men era. Yeah, like you didn't have to worry about PC; you just had to move units. And there's a very famous study, maybe Chuck could bring it up, but like we know as a fact that men prefer attractive women and women prefer attractive women in ads. And same of men. Men men want to see dude bro chads, and so do women. Like this is, and for years it's been like, oh, well, we can't talk about that. Like, okay, but look around society. Like everybody likes it. It's just what converts.
There was a study, and I can't remember exactly the details, but the way men would view like trans women was the same way, like what their brain would do was the same way they'd see maggots.
Jeez.
Yep, it would have that.
That makes sense.
Yep,
I actually kind of understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I can get, as men, I can ask you, when you see, a man with facial hair wearing a dress and have long hair and look gross, and like, do you have that reaction? Like, you
I reach for the Pepto. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I usually.
That's why we got to make women's sports great again. But we got to change it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I think the part of culture that's pushing, men and women are interchangeable and the same, and gender is fluid or whatever, would also be the one that are offended by beauty. I mean, that's really what this comes down to. It's a deep insecurity, and when they see Sydney Sweeney basically being praised for being beautiful, they can't stand it. So they have to make it something dark and ugly. They have to compare it to something else, and I just think that goes to show you, like, feminism is bad for a lot of reasons, but also because it's rooted in really ugly anti-femininity behavior.
This is actually a tactic of...
Did I freeze, or did everybody else freeze?
You froze.
You froze. This is actually a tactic of communists from around the era of World War II. What they would say is, well, if somebody becomes particularly irritating to you, like, tie them to a label that already stinks. And the three that they would do was fascist, anti-Semite, and like racist or something. There was like a third one, and those are the three that they would say tie Americans who are particularly against the communist cause, tie them to these labels.
Well, it's like pedo jacketing them, but like Hannah Claire's our resident anti-Semitism czar.
Expert.
So so I'm not sure if she has anything to weigh in there, but
well, I think that tradition's alive and well. I mean, the biggest way to get a company to pull something typically is to be like, that person has said something that's wrong, it's tied to anti-Semitism. I mean, that's why Trump went after Harvard the way he did. It was under anti-Semitism. Or there was that girl who just got pulled from Love Island, just unexpectedly, because someone unearthed tweets where she, as far as I know, she's, Mexican American or something, and she said things online that were anti-Asian people. This is something that especially Western culture, especially American culture, has been conditioned to be absolutely against. There is no space for wrong speak. And if you can imply that someone has done something wrong, or that they are too scandalous to even be considered, then you can dominate and control what kind of exposure they have. We see this all the time.
Yeah, you're right.
In terms of it wasn't always I guess it's always in some way been anti-Semitism, but it wasn't big anti-Semitism. It was if you said something racist, like that kid that from the Parkland shooting, Kyle something.
Yes, right.
Yeah, he was going to go to Harvard, and they unearthed a tweet of him dropping the M-bomb. And all of a sudden they said, no, you can't come to Harvard anymore. Like, yeah,
you made a mistake when you were 16 years old. You made an edgy joke 10 years ago. We can't have that. But we can have.
But bring us David Hogg. We love that guy.
Right. Well, or they said, bring us people that will hold hostage, staff hostages and take over buildings.
Yes.
Like, that's why I don't like. I'm gonna end that segment there.